100 over.
All right, I'm gonna start letting the monkeys in here. And Harvard, Jeff, Chad. Where the hell's everybody else?
I mean, it's technically only 4 till these slackers.
Hey, 5 minutes early, man.
I hear you.
You're not 5 minutes early, you're late.
Rob, you look very nice this morning.
Thanks. Compared to my normal white t-shirt outfit I wear every day.
That's correct. Yes.
Good morning, Hammer.
Good morning.
What's up, big guy? What's going on?
How you doing?
Good, brother.
Yeah, I got ASOP meetings today. So I got 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and then 9 to 2 for ASOP. So I got to put a shirt on for that one. Or I could go topless.
No, please don't.
That sounds like a threat.
Could be.
Mike, did you get a new office?
Well, yes, I did kind of. I work from home. This is not my home office. This is my work office.
Oh, that's your actual office?
This is actually my office, yeah. So this was Tony's office, and when we redid the office in the building, we kind of we split this in half, and then my wife came in and decorated it for me, made it look pretty.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's up, Mikey?
Made
Good morning.
it look real Italian.
Yeah, made it real pretty good. Not bad. Put our things in there.
It looks
Well,
very
these little bugs
New
and
York,
stuff.
New Jersey-ish in there.
Yeah, a little Jersey girl. She got, she has themes going on. She has, my baseballs over there, my car stuff over here, some candle over here. So every morning I light my candle now, She makes sure she's sure I have one, How's the candle situation? Every day she asks me.
Yeah. Got to have a good scent.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's just Old Spice swagger.
Well, if I don't have a candle burning, unfortunately, we next door to us, we have a building that's attached to us. He's a mechanic, and they fucking smoke weed all day. So, dude, it's so bad.
It's horrible, man.
And sometimes they don't have exhaust fans over there. You smell it in the office. Now, listen, I'm not against it, but I don't want to smell it all day.
That's right.
Keep it on your side.
So if I start smelling, I bang on the wall.
That's all they have a little slide. They just hand it over to you.
No, it's a solid wall, but I bang on it loud enough that they can hear it, me banging, and they know to, turn their fan or open their door or whatever they're doing, over there.
Who's Skyping me here already this morning? Carver with a photo. Who's this? What is that? A phone? Is that a phone?
Yeah, I guess I didn't give you any details. The third number over from the right is actually answered phone calls.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I said.
Come on, Rob. You didn't fucking know that? Jesus Christ.
Simmer down, Captain America.
Oh,
okay. That's what I get. I get a handshake and that's it. Okay. We'll talk later.
Things will change. No, they don't fucking change. Things don't fucking change. That's what happens.
Yeah,
they don't change.
Things never change, right?
Right.
Hey, Rob, it's nice.
Go ahead, Drew. Sorry.
I was just telling you the last class that I had, not the last session, but the one in 2021, you had us do a goal for how much you were trying to make in 2022. And I just got my W-2, and I'm happy to say I was 3K over for the fact I didn't think I was close. And I just found out, and I don't know, makes it pretty fucking cool.
Nice. We talk a lot, Mike, about not setting sales goals, setting money goals.
That's all I said.
Money goal.
Yeah. Right. I can remember my first money goal was probably, I'm going to say 96. 97. My goal was to make 6 figures. That was my goal. I wanted to make over 100 grand a year. I never really set sales goals. I'll say, hey, I want to do 13 million this year or 14 million this year, but that's not my real goal. My real goal is, hey, I want to make this much money this year.
Yeah. Because I get a little frustrated, especially this past year. I've gotten discouraged because just my overall sales number has it went up and then it's just going like this.
It's flat.
And so, but what hasn't done that is my metrics is just like I've been killing and just really pushing my money makers, and come find out at the end of the year, I actually hit my goal. So I just thought I'd tell you that this morning. It's pretty cool.
Good job, Drew.
Well, your metrics matter, right? I mean, you've got to understand what your pay plan is, right? And I just it dumbfound, I don't understand why, if your highest paid commission is warranties, right? There's a fucking reason why they all pay you more money for the warranties, right? That's where they make all the money, right? No buyer's fee, no tower's fee, no dismantling fee on warranties. All you're saying is, I promise to take care of you.
I noticed a lot of guys focus on the big warranties, right? But everybody has smalls, right? Everybody has the $35 warranty and the $55 warranty, whatever it might be, right? And believe it or not, they're the easiest ones to sell and they add up real quick. There's days where I'll have 30 warranties just because I try to put that on everything. I'll just add the price into everything I possibly can. If it's, $150, I'll tell them $195,
So
just to get that little bit in there.
I want to talk about that, Mike. So someone calls you, it's a $200 transfer case. Are you just going in with, hey, it's 2.5 and it's a 1 year or whatever your markup is?
Yeah, I usually
I'll price it.
I'll price it with the warranty. So I'll say, like, let's say it's a $200 transfer case and our warranty is, let's say, $225. So I'll price, and the core is $750. So I'll price it out. Say, all right, looks like we have one available. First I ask the mileage. Hey, what are you looking for? Is this a car you're going to sell? Is it a car you're fixing for your daughter? I want to know all the specifics before I give them a price, right? I want to know if they shopped online. If it's somebody I've never spoken to before, that normally doesn't happen because I don't, my calls are not like that. But if it's somebody I've never spoken to, somehow they got to me, I want to know the dynamics of the call and what is in his mind first before I price him on anything. I want to know if they shopped it on CarPart, if they shopped it on the internet, did they go to eBay, whoever. I want to know. So, because everybody has, when we all shop things, think about something. If we're going for a new TV, we already have an idea what the thing costs, right? We might not have a nailed down price with warranty, but we have an idea of what something's going to cost us. So most people, when they're calling us, they kind of have an idea. So I try to get that out.
Let me interrupt you there for 1 second. So what you're saying is, if someone says, hey, I want something cheap, they got to know what it's fucking worth, Mike. That it's cheap, right?
Yeah, right. They have, everybody in this day and age, everybody has an idea what something costs. If they say they're lying, because everybody has a phone and everybody goes online all day long. So everybody has that monetary value of what something might be worth in their mind. And, trying to extract that from them, sometimes a little tough. And if you can't get what they're saying, I'll start right off with, hey, we have one available. It's $475 and it's 30,000 miles on it. It comes with a 3-year warranty. And once you have the job done, we'll pick up the defective or your core transfer case and we'll give you $50 back. So I don't make the $50 core charge look like a core. I make it sound like we're giving him money back. I just think it flows better out of the mouth, and in their mind, it says, all right, man, if I bring the old one back, I'm going to get $50 back.
It's a good layoff.
So
instead of saying, oh,
now they say to you, but hey, because you didn't do it right, and they say to you, but you show one on CarPart for $200.
Yes. Okay. We do show one for $200. That's the one that comes with a standard 6-month parts warranty. And then there's an additional core and delivery fee. If I can get that out of them, so I'll move my words around a bit, because that happens every day. My customers catch me constantly, saying, oh, well, you show it for this. I'm like, oh, that one has a couple hours on it, or that one's this, or that one's this. So, or that one could be in my Watertown store, it costs $50 to get down here, whatever flows out of my mouth at that second. I don't have a written down routine for when I do get caught. But you get caught constantly because that's the world we're in.
but I'm assuming that you've got so many routines built in your head for this, that, whatever
Yeah, of
happens.
course. There's always an escape. Yeah, there's always a way out. You know, there's always a way out as long as you're practicing constantly. You know, because I mean, honestly, you know, I price things high all the time. Probably one of my biggest games in my world right now is to try to get more money for our parts. Just excites me. If I have a partner for 200, I get 300 for it. That makes me happy. That like gives me my go every day. So that's my goal every day, to try to get more money than what it's worth. And sometimes I get caught. You know, the people catch me constantly, and you know, I just say, you know, if it's a you know, sheet metal part, like, oh, you're showing it for this. I'm like, the good thing is we have a good amount of inventory that I can get around that. You know, I'll say, oh, that one has about an hour and a half on it. If you want that one, no problem. But we get that clean one for you for the 300. And then I'm feeling like, all right, you know what? Let me do you a favor. I'll do it for 275. So it doesn't look like you're killing the insurance company too much. So now I just gave them a little bit off, and it kind of makes it sound better, right?
So, but you're never letting it go. Because that's
You don't.
that's what scares me is
Yeah.
if I say 300 for a $200 part and they say I'll let you know.
No, I never get, no, that never happens. You don't let that call go. You know, most of the time, you know, I'm gonna say 90% of the time, I don't give a price until I get the price out of them. Because, you know, again, everybody knows what it costs. You know, my first question is, hey, are you writing an estimate? Is the job there? When you're scheduling it in, how fast do you need it? Last question is, when they answer the questions to those, hey, what did they give you to spend on it? And hopefully it's more than what I have it in for. If it's less, then I'm always asking, well, where did they find it? Because that's a little cheap. Everybody out there is $500 and you're getting a price for $350. So then I'll say where they locate it. And then I go on Car Part. I look for the part, see where I say, give me their stock number. I go deep. I say, give me the stock number. Let's see where they found it. I'm like, all right, that door's available, but that door has some repair time. And I might bullshit, you know, and say it does. And, you know, then I might, you know, come down on my price a little bit, you know, just to get closer to theirs, or maybe they give me all the money. You know, every situation is different.
So that's a good question. I've encountered this quite a bit lately, and I usually have a retort to it, but I have a couple dealerships that use primarily only me, and they're usually they're not hard about getting money out of, but you know, obviously the insurance company's cheap and they want to quote the cheapest part. And then they quote these places in like Michigan or whatever. And then my shop's like, hey, I don't have a charge account with these people. I have a charge account with you. You know, like this is what they're giving me. And I mean, granted, I can get the part or we have the part. And well, if we have the part, then it's not usually a big deal. But if I have to get it from somewhere, you know, obviously that's an issue because I need to make money on the part as well. And then they're like, well, you know, this is all I got. I can't give you any more. And it's like, how do you get around that?
So I mean, the only really way to get around that is to start hitting people up and try to chop their prices. I mean, unfortunately, this is a dollar figure game, right? So everybody's prices are cut in stone. You know, like every morning I come in at first thing in the morning, I look for an 18 Camry trans because I have a guy that just buys them every one of them, and I try to buy them for 18 Camry transmissions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody out there is $2,500, but every morning I come in, I look. Because every now and then there's a guy out there for $1,500, and I buy it up as soon as I can. You know, that's the first thing I do. So basically, you know, you have to start looking, and you have people you do on a daily basis. You say, hey, listen, I need this for, you know, let's say their budget's $1,500, and you need to make $200 on it. So you just hit them up and, you know, hit up a couple people and say, hey, I need to buy it for $1,300. I do that all day long. I mean, there's so many times that, you know, I have to buy a part cheaper than when people show. I'm not afraid to ask. This guy might have it for 3 years. It might be an old part sitting on a shelf, you know, and then they might be happy to get rid of it. It might be a seller to negotiate, you know, where they have the room, or they might owe you a favor, you know, because you helped them out last week. You know, you could just, you know, I use Car Part and Pin Chat a lot. So I'll just send messages. I'm like, hey, you know, first guy down, hey, I need this for 13. Can you do it? PO waiting. And if they say no, I go down the next guy. Hey, I need to, you know, maybe 9 times, 5 times, and somebody might say yes. You know, if they say no, then unfortunately you got to back out of the deal because you can't win them all. You know, there's, you know, you can try, but you know, there's some things that just stop you from getting that deal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I would prefer to get a pin chat or a Skype from someone that says, hey, can you do this for 500? If not, it's cool. Right. No,
Oh, yeah,
arguing,
definitely.
no
Every
bust my
day.
balls,
Yeah.
none of that. But at least ask me, Brandon. I'd rather have those yards at least asking me,
Sure.
right? Don't take up my phone. Just Skype me, pin chat me.
Yeah.
But yeah, because if you're not asking, what could happen if you ask and they say no? It's just no. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And even the amount of inventory we have, I still broker probably $300,000 a month in sales.
Yeah.
Sometimes probably even a little more than that. So I mean,
And when you say that, you mean, so when you buy from another Phoenix yard, that's not a broker.
not from
Right,
Northeast.
so you're talking 300 G's outside Phoenix.
Outside of Phoenix, correct?
Okay. So how many times, right? Because you're saying a lot of the things that I say, have you found it? What's the price? How many times have you seen that people look it up wrong on Carpart and they have the wrong price and it's more? They tell you more.
Oh, I love that. I love when they look it up wrong. And if we have it in for 200, they said, oh, they gave, you're showing it for 500. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And I'm okay with that. That's all money now. That actually gets me excited.
Right. And how many times do you think we say the price and they don't, they're not going to go, oh, no, I want the $2,000 one.
Yeah.
Not the $1,000 one.
Yeah, right. That's why I try not to say price at all. I mean, there's times you have to give a price, but I try to get the price out of them first before I say my price.
Well,
And most of the time, especially on a body shop, the estimate's pre-written. It's all electronic. All these estimates are electronic, CCC, all APU, they're all electronically written. So when the body shop gets it, they already have a preliminary estimate written. So they kind of know what the price is already, right? It might not be a great estimate, but they're close to that price. So most of the time you can get that price out of them unless they're trying to, play the game and get a price out of you first. And if that's the case, I always hit them high just to see. I'll say, like, I'll make a game and I'll say, oh, I hope they gave you $1,000 for that. Joking around, it might be a $500 door. And they're like, oh no, man, they only gave me 500. I said, all right, I'll make that work. And we might have it for board, So it's really a game and how you play it.
Hold on, I'm yelling at Tommy because he's filling out his data sheet while he's supposed to be paying attention. He's doing his homework during fucking class, so I was Skyping him. I'm not sure, Mike, if you know everybody that's on the call, but you've got Brian. It's my bottom right corner. There's Brian from Goyette's. We've got Brian from Shram. Old man Jeff from Chuck's. We got Mo from A&A in Virginia. Drew is at Fox. Jeff's A&C. Chance used to be at A&P. He's one of your Phoenix boys that dumped your ass. Right? He's at Goyette's now.
It's okay
Tim
though.
Keenan,
Sell them parts, right?
Yes. Timmy from JBAP and Cornell's and all those days with me. Jennifer's at Tulpa. She was a 14-year LKQ vet. Tommy from Pete's in Michigan. Brian, the Love Train from Fox. Chris from Fox. Brandon from Clearwater. And Chad from Middleton in Michigan, just in case. See if you didn't know anybody.
Cool.
Can we take a second and talk about Jeff from ANC's haircut? The guy forgot his hat today. No wonder why. Look at that.
Did you make fun of the barber or what?
I want to talk warranties, not Jeff's hair. I want to talk warranties more. There's everybody on here. I'm constantly writing warranty. I want to talk about how you build the value. Right. I don't know what Phoenix's warranties are. I don't know what you offer. I don't know how much they let you flex the warranty, Mike. But are you using like peace of mind? Are you using keywords? What are you doing to convince people to buy that your part's more valuable than the other parts?
So to upgrade my warranty?
Yeah. Or even in general. I mean, how are you selling the warranties you're selling?
So, basically, I price everything with the warranty. Every drivetrain I price with a warranty right off the bat because it's easy to go down with the price and up with the price, right? So you can fluctuate your warranties. If you hit them with a 3-year max payout warranty, and they say, "Oh man, I don't really have that kind of money to spend," is there anything? And then you can play with the warranty. So I can go with the lower warranty. This is what we offer here, and you can save yourself $200. and they're back and forth. But I'll always say, listen, I highly recommend the warranty on this. This is a high selling engine with a high failure rate. If you plan on keeping this car, you need to buy the warranty. I want to be able to tell you in 2 years from now, when you blow it up, that I'm here for you. I mean, I'll tell them straight out, I'm here for you. I'm going to replace that motor. I'm going to pay the labor out on it. Don't you worry. Put the motor in and drive the car. I'll tell them straight out, this is a high failure rate motor. This is a high failure rate training. We're going to stand behind it no matter what.
Now, Mike, I love that. The high selling, trans with high selling engine with a high selling or high failure rate. Do you ever get, like, I guess you'd say, do you get pushback for a customer like, maybe I should stay away from this one? Or is it more just hammering down like, look, that's why we offer the warranty?
Yeah, I'll push that. I'll push, well, that's why we offer the warranty, because, God forbid something does happen, we'll stand behind it. But if you're looking to, maybe fix the car. Now, most of the time they're looking to fix the car because they probably have no choice. Maybe money situation, maybe they can't get the value out of it. So I said, but listen, if you're looking to just fix the car now and know it's a high failure rate and get rid of the vehicle, then let's just sell your motor, get it in the vehicle, and get your car out there and get you a new car. So I'll try different angles. And then hopefully, if they're not comfortable with that, then we start going towards the remands. Hey, well, listen, we have the option also of a remanufactured motor, so you always have to have the third play in hand, right? Either the high mileage motor with the warranty, get rid of the car, or maybe keep the car and put a remand in it. So there's always 3 options there for them.
And what is he saying? He's saying exactly what we say. Sell people what they want. Stop fucking selling them what you want to sell them. Right? Everything that Mike keeps saying is what do they want? What do they need? When do they need it? Is it at the shop? Am I going to fix it? How long are you keeping it? All those things. He's asking them what kind of pizza they want. Right? And then he's customizing the pizza for them, along with convincing them of what a value that warranty is going to make for them under whatever their circumstances are. That's why the day of, it's just a 1-year parts and labor. Yes, it's just a 2-year parts and labor. I want to be able to extend time, maybe just short time, money. I need to be able to give them exactly what they want and give them what they want in a part. Not everybody wants the shiniest, lowest mileage, brand new part.
Yeah, because you got a lot of people out there buying cars, putting engines or trannies and then flipping to sell them. You got used car dealers out there that, they have a vehicle, they just need to get out of it because they sold it and the motor went bad in it and they're warranted. So there's just, I guess every ass has a seat, right? So you just have to figure out what the customer really wants. You just can't always price them on the best deal, the lowest mileage, because that's not what they might want. You got to ask them. You have to actually walk it through and, feel out. Sometimes they don't know what they want. So you have to convince them what they want, by talking to them and see what their plans are with the vehicle. That's not only on drive changes, on anything. You're selling a body part. You know what makes your part more valuable? If you can match color. You become the shining star. One of the questions I ask whenever I'm selling sheet metal is, what color is the car? Because if I can match the paint code to his car, I'm definitely getting the sale, because if my price is right, I can have it to him tomorrow when he needs it, and it's the right color. Guess what? My door is probably worth $50 more now. So I can put that $50 one in there. And there's many times, I might, we all mess up. I might have gave a price out and then, backtracked and, hey, what color is that car? And they say, oh, it's black. I said, oh, is it 208 black paint code? He goes, yeah. I said, well, dude, I have one out there for $50 more only. So I'll turn my wheels and backtrack a little bit and like, oh, really? I'll save so much time edging the car. Send me that one. And it's my same door, but I just raised the price $50 on them. It made it sound like I was getting it from somewhere, or I was pulling out at a different location, or whatever the case may be, just to get $50 more.
So I want to talk to you about your relationship building, right? You get a new call, you never heard of the guy. We're going to play a couple calls. I'm going to have you critique a couple calls. So be ready. But I want to talk about your relationship building a little bit. Most of these people have watched the video that we did together. I don't know if they watched part 2, but when you get somebody that isn't your customer, Mike, what's your process? You know, are you
I
researching
make
them on Google? Are you looking at the potential of the shop?
I look at the first thing I do is bring up their account to see what they're buying, who they're buying from. You know, most of the time when I get somebody, most of the time it's someone transferred to me for some reason for the problem. So I'll look at the account. Now, if it's one of the good sales guys that just need help, I won't encroach on his customer at all. But if this guy's calling in and talking to
What do
five
you
different
mean by
people,
that? What do you mean by they just need help?
well, some of the salespeople, you know, they might have a problem that they can't handle. You know, they got an irate customer, or, you know, and they can't handle the situation. So they'll transfer me to calm the customer down and smooth things over.
So
You know,
you've got to deal with bullshit customers.
I-
On top
I
of
do.
everything you do,
I
you're
do.
dealing with other people's irate customers.
I do, unfortunately, sometimes. You know, if probably once or twice, maybe 3 times a week, that happens. But if I get a call and, you know, somebody, you know, and I look at the account and the account has 5 different salespeople out over the last month. So guess what? That's my guy now. So I have a spreadsheet on my desk, Microsoft Excel sheet, and I just put his name in there with his phone number and contact. Then I sell him a part or fix whatever the problem is. And then in 2 days later, I'm going to follow up with him, see how things are going. Hey, did everything work out? Are you happy? You know, of course, I ended the call with my direct line, my first and last name, you know, and then I'll just follow up with him and keep following up with him. You know, if I don't hear from him in a couple of days, I'll reach out to him again. You know, I won't harass him, but I'll call him a couple times, 2 or 3 times in a month until I get something out of him. And then once I start doing business with that one person, what's that?
No, I just think it was some background
All right.
noise.
So then once I start doing business with that one person, I want everybody in the shop. I'm like, after a couple transactions, I'm like, hey, well, who else orders parts in your location? You know, could you give them my direct line? Here's my cell. Here's my direct line. Here's my email. You know, they can get me any which way. They use Skype, if they're, you know, then here's my Skype if they want to sit on hold. Actually, Victoria Auto Body is one of them. Someone transferred to me, you know, 2 months ago or 3 months ago. He's up in North Jersey, and he's spent $6,000 last month. And I have all their guys calling me now. You know, it takes one. It might take, you know, relationship building doesn't happen, you know, overnight. It takes time. Sometimes it takes a month. Sometimes it takes 3 months. You know, to get that whole relationship and that flow going. You know, keep in mind that person that's calling you also is buying parts from somebody else, right? Because, you know, that's what they do. So now your job is to just hopefully, you know, that guy makes a mistake or he can't help him or he says no, you know, and I'm there to catch him. And then, you know, my catch becomes now, you know, I get him another part, then becomes the first call, not the second call. So, you know, that's our main goal, right? To make the guy our first call, you know, and close the deal the first time. Now, if you have shops, I always tell people this, if you have shops that have to make those 3 calls still, or, you know, then I want to be their last call. If they have to make 3 calls, I want to be the last call. Because I want to know what everybody priced you, where you need to be, so we can close the deal.
How many customers do you have when you say this, where do you need to be, are the guys that say, Mike, I can spend $12.97 the max. Like they're telling you the max money instead of the low money.
A good amount of them. And then some guys like to play the game. Well, what do you have it for? I'm like, you know, one of my best customers, they have 5 shops. He buys parts for 3 of them. And every call, no matter what, I ask him what they give you spending. He goes, well, what do you have it for? So then I raise my price $50 online. And most of the time I get $25 more than what I had it for. So I'm okay. You know, we'll play the game. We dance a little bit, but, you know, he never tells me the price ever.
Right. But he likes the game. He's just one of those guys that wants to play.
He likes the game. Yeah. He's the game player.
So you've got this list. Do you ever, like, once you land them, do you take them off the list or you just let
No, I keep them on there. Just keep filling up. No, because guess what happens? You know, sometimes people don't call you for a month or something happens and you don't know about it, right? You know, we get really busy. You know, as salespeople, we get busy and you forget. I mean, you forget about people. Unfortunately, that happens. You know, you have customers doing $10,000 a month and you have customers doing $3,000 a month, right? You know, that only call you once a week. So sometimes a month could go by and you realize, hey, I didn't talk to them, you know, because that goes by quick. A month is fast. You know, a month is like a week and, you know, now. So, you know, like, oh, it's been a month already. Holy shit. So let me reach out to him, you know, because something happened. If he didn't call me in a month, something happened. You know, he's pissed at me for some reason and I might not know, you know. So that's why I keep him on the list. So at reminders, you know, who I didn't talk to, who I did talk to, you know. I don't mark it down, but just by scanning the list, hey, I haven't talked to him in a while. Let me reach out to him.
Hey, why don't you send us page 1 of that list? We'll take care of it for you.
Yeah.
Definitely will. You want to
I
critique
got
it
plenty
for
of
me?
time to help you out, Mike. No problem.
And
If you weren't in Jersey, I'd hesitate. But you're not in Jersey, so I'm not worried about it.
Nah, Pennsylvania, but I could still get there.
Yeah, true. Very true.
um,
And another thing I'd like to mention is, I always tell people you never know where your next customer is going to come from. I talk about this a lot because, you got a shop. I used to have a shop. This guy called me every day for quotes. And they used to call other guys, and my other guys used to get pissed off and just push them off. So, now what's it take? 30 seconds to do a quick quote. He's not buying from you. So you throw a good price out there, maybe a little high, and you move on with your world. Well, that guy, after 4 years or 5 years, moved to one of my better customers. So imagine if the guy who was buying from me took with him, and because he didn't like me because I wouldn't give him a quote number. So now the shop that he went to, their sales went from, $3,000 a month to $6,000 a month because now he's buying from me. Or
like
the
all
guy,
guys at Caliber, Crash King, any of
yeah,
those.
those guys move
Don't
all over
hate
the
the
place.
guy. Don't hate the guy because they play the system.
Yeah,
Because that guy's gonna leave someday and go somewhere else.
exactly. Just deal. I mean, it's a quick, 30 seconds out of your life. Just do it and move on. And if that guy has to hold a couple of minutes longer than somebody else, then so be it. But at least give him a quote, let him be on his way, and deal and move on to your more important customers. Another thing I get from a lot of people is like, oh, how do you deal with corporate messaging? I get messages all the time. I don't get any sales out of them. I try to answer everyone, and if I miss it, because I don't know if anybody deals with corporate messenger. If you miss a corporate messenger, after 5 minutes, it goes away. So I email the guys. I'll copy paste their email address and say, hey, I'm sorry I missed your email. I mean, your corporate messenger. I was away at lunch or something like that. I do have your part. Blah blah blah. Please give me a call at my phone number. See if I can help you out. Some sales turn into sales. I actually picked up 4 great customers off that, which combined, the 4 of them are spending right now about $60,000 a month with me combined. A lot of work. They do a lot of eBay. So it's literally a lot of work. Every morning I come in and I usually have about 15 or 20 emails from them, and they're all orders now. I trained them to just send me orders. And then every night before I go home, they're asking me for tracking numbers. So if you're going to put in the time, you can, get another, 50 or 60 grand out of somebody. That's great, but you just got to put the time in.
I'm going to play a call. If you want me to stop the call, Mike, do something, I'll stop it. But I'm hoping that by you listening, I'd like you to talk about not just, the good and the bad, or not the bad as maybe I might have said this here, or I may have done this here. And I have no idea what the call is. We'll see. I don't pre-listen to the calls.
Schramm Autos, Brian.
Hey, Brian, this is Zach with Carl's Auto Body.
What's going on, Zach?
Hey, I am calling you on a 2019 Hyundai Sonata, left front door shells, what the insurance company has from you. It's probably an assembly, but...
Right. You said left front door. Is it Korea or U.S. built? Or I guess, is it a hybrid?
It's not a hybrid.
All right, it's going to be U.S. then. Yeah, what price did they put on there?
They put $500 on there.
Okay, I'm sure they were looking at that black one. Yep, this one is my newest, cleanest one.
Okay.
Mike, do you ask when you say, do you have a price? Then do you ask what damage is supposed to be on it or what condition it's supposed to be in? Or do you wait or you not say anything?
I'll wait. So I'll say, hey, what kind of price they get? Then I'll look at our inventory to see which one they chose. Did they choose one? If they chose one with a little bit of damage, I'll say, hey, listen, they chose one, obviously the cheapest one we had in stock. It has, if it has an hour on it, I might say a couple hours just to upsell my better one. Okay, I'll stretch that a little bit. So that's what I would do in that situation. What I do try to do also when it comes to US and Korean built, instead of asking that question anymore, I try to go with what's the first digit of the VIN. It's a much quicker answer when you're pushed for time limits. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, But when the guy says,
I don't know.
there's 3 seconds of your life gone, right? So I'm always
Yeah.
about time management. What's the first digit of VIN? Okay, great. You know, just because it's a lot easier, I think, and they have that right in front of them. So that will actually lessen your call a little bit. I know it's not a lot, but 3 seconds, believe it or not, is a lot. You know, when you're dealing with so many calls in a day.
What VIN tool do you use to decode VINs?
Comp 9 and the other one that JCK has.
So you have
Yeah.
VIN Match Pro.
Yeah, VIN Match Pro, yeah.
Okay. Do you do
I
it
use
on
them both.
VINs or plates? Or
I
both?
use them both. I use VIN Match Pro when I feel there's a discrepancy in the Comp 9 because Comp 9 is so much easier. It's quicker. It's you know, I'm moving at a pace where, you know, I don't have time to go this, and this. I want to be able to hit a button, look and go, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, that's generally what I'm after is newer and cleaner is better. I'd rather pay a little bit more and get an excellent door than
Right.
have to do some repair work to it if we can avoid that.
Sure. Zach, is there anything else on the car you're after?
No, that's the only thing they have written used on this one.
All right.
They're no new OEM.
You guys require a PO or a RO number?
We use customer names. Easy Way is the customer name for this one. It's the driver's out of the car.
Cool. I will get it rolling. My extension's 2122 if you need anything else.
All right. And when do you think we'll see it?
You'll see it tomorrow.
All right. Excellent. Thank you.
I don't have a lot to say about the
No,
call.
it was a good call. I think I would have probably, not knowing, is this his customer or is this just some guy you called off the street? That's probably one of my first questions.
It's a random call.
It's a random call. So I probably would have asked for his direct line and his extension to follow up with him. I probably also would have said, give me a day or two. You know, most likely tomorrow, but Thursday just in case. You know, just because you don't want to have that call tomorrow saying, hey, because you already told them tomorrow and then they don't come in, or there's a problem with it, there's a delay, whatever the case may be. So I always try to give myself 1 or 2 days if they're okay with it. And if he says, oh, I really need it tomorrow, then okay, then we'll do our best to get it tomorrow.
I like saying, when do you need it? And if he said, if I know I can have it tomorrow, I say, when do you need it? And he says tomorrow, like, no problem. I want to keep asking questions I know I can say yes to.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, because
to kind of be that guy. The other thing, Mike, do you ever do is, and I don't hear enough people do it, but I bring it up is, hey, when you call me, where do you get my phone number from? Because most of those guys have a shop management system. They have you as a vendor in their computer and say, what number's in your computer when you call me? Let me give you a new wholesale hotline and give them your direct line.
Direct line. Yeah, that's a great one.
You do that, Mike?
You know, I never really had a direct line other than like 6 months ago or a year ago, whatever it might be. And so, yes, I do that now. I do that with everybody. I'm like, hey, let me give you a, you know, if they're entering my system into the computer, if it's another yard, whatever the case may be, I always give my direct line now. Because I want to be that guy every time.
Okay, what time we got here? Let's listen to another one.
Thank you for calling ANC Auto Parts. Your call may be recorded. If you know extension, please enter. If you would like a press 3. If you'd like to be 1, 2.
I want to get in all kinds of trouble.
And what are we doing today? Hey, who am I speaking with? Jeff.
Hey, this is Jack at Midway Chevrolet.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for an engine for a 2017 Chevy Equinox, 2.4. See what you got up there for possibility.
How many miles you want on it?
Well, the truck, it's got 120, somewhere around 100 I could live with.
Well, I got 90,000 here for $28.95, and then I got 110 for $24.95 for instant gratification. Although, if you want, lower, I can do lower.
Okay, you got one with 110 on it, you said?
I paused it for a second.
Yes, thank you. So first thing I would ask was the VIN, because we know all the 2.4s have like 3 different options, maybe not in 17, but just, I always tell the customer, you know, hey, let me have your VIN to ensure we're priced on the correct motor. You know, so then that built a little confidence in the guy, right? So second, I would have asked, you know, he said first of all, the first thing is, I can't believe he turned the script and asked who he was talking to, not who you were. So that was great. You know, the guy literally flipped your script. All right. Because the first thing I would say, if it's somebody I don't know, hey, who am I speaking with? You know, and where you're calling from. So the third thing I would have said to him was, you know, after he
Hold
told
on,
me,
hey Mike.
what's that?
When you say who am I speaking to and where you're calling from, are you always putting the customer in first so I can look
Yeah,
down?
you have to, because you need their account information.
Thank
You know, and then
God.
if it's not an account we do business with, I write it down real fast. His name.
Do you bring it up? Do you bring it up and say, hey,
I'll
you
say,
don't call us a lot?
Yeah, I'll just say, hey, I said, it doesn't look like we've ever done business before, which is shocking because I do so much business with so many people. I'm surprised I don't have you in my system. So I said, let's get you in here first so you can become one of our preferred customers, or, you know, I'll make them feel special. So then when he said, oh, I have a vehicle here with 120,000 miles on it, my first question would have been, is this a customer's car or a used car? Are you wholesaling it? What type of warranty? So I want to know all that information before I price the motor, right? We want to know all the details before we throw a random price at this guy. Because, you know, if it's a customer's car and we're pricing him, you know, too high, they're going to, you know, or we're pricing them too low. And then if it's a used car that they just want a quick motor, get it out and get it on a lot and sell it. So you really kind of need to know. Thank you. One second, guys. Thank you. Yep, you got it. Thank you. You too. You want to know, you know, the details before you give the guy a price. Jeff kind of went right into the pricing, you know, no warranty, you know, into the price or anything like that. So I would have definitely handled that call a little different.
Every wholesale's got to still be, is it a customer's car? What's the story?
Yeah.
Right. Especially a dealership, right? It could be a trade-in car, could be an auction car, could be the car they use to loan, their loaner car. It could be the owner's grandson's car.
You just don't know. You need the backstory. You know, it should be a routine. You know, it's a routine. You know, you have to build this in your daily process of the questions and answers you ask every day. You know, and you should get, like, it should be, you know, a practice every day. You should, you know, I try to answer the phone exactly the same every day. I try to ask the same exact questions through and through, no matter what, if it's my same customers every day. You know, if I just talked to them 5 minutes ago, I'm going to pick up the call and ask them the same questions. My buddies that I do, that I'm friends with, that I eat dinner with and go out, you know, on vacation and stuff with, I still ask him the same questions every day when he calls me for a bar. You know, nothing changes in that. I have that script kind of in my head and I always ask him. Hello?
I think we lost Rob.
Yeah, I think so. Looked like he was at a basketball game somewhere.
That's awkward because all those questions would have been answered.
Mike, I gotta ask. So, when you, I guess you would say more or less with the resources. You said, what other avenues do you have? You said you have your cell phone. You have other lines. What other resources do you use?
So I have. So here's my setup right here.
Yeah.
So here's
okay. Cool. That's kind of what I was.
And here's my 2 phones on my desk. And then here's my cell phone. So I have 3 phones, basically. Only one direct line, but my 2 phones ring into each other. So like if I have 5 calls coming on this line, they'll flip flop to this line. So they're kind of integrated. And they don't go into our ring hunt. My phones are my phones. So if I miss a call, you know, for some reason, which is rare, but if I miss a call, it doesn't go to another salesperson. My phones are locked on my desk.
And another question, let's just say you have 5 on hold, or how is your process when you say, hey, do you tell the person you're on the hold that you're going to put somebody on hold? How long do you spend with that person when you put them on hold?
Most of my customers are used to holding a good amount of time. They're used to it. And most of the time I could have 3 calls going and they're all on speaker. So they all hear it. They all hear everybody. And you know what? And then one, because I've been doing business with so many people so long, they yell back and forth to each other and call me, you know, jerk off and whatever, you know. But I also, you know, you get the customers that that are, don't want to hold. So then I push them towards Skype.
Yeah.
Everybody has a computer, right? Skype is free. So I have many customers on Skype that, hit me up instead of making a call. They just hit me up on Skype, which is nice because guess what? They know it's going to take a little bit. So they just send me a Skype message and they go out their business. And I answer them, I might have 5-10 minutes to get back to them, and then there's other guys that are computer challenged and they'll send me an email, so, everybody has a different way of doing things. Like right now, I just picked up another customer. He don't like using the phones. They email me everything, and you get to the process, where you kind of have to train them to do it your way because, first they'll send you an email saying, hey, do you have this? Then you reply back, yes, we have it. What did they give you to spend? Then they reply back. So it's like 5 or 6 emails before you get to the sale. So, I trained them, say, hey, just give me your make and model, what they spent, I'll take care of it. Every time I say that. So now he sends me an email saying, hey, 20 Pacifica left front door, job number, blah, blah, blah. They gave me $1,000 to spend. And if I can't do it, then I reply back, hey, they're a little light, or I might pick up the phone and call them. So you have to kind of build the people into the process that you want to do it. So, it's basically the shortest path to the sale.
So Mike, 2 questions. So your buddy that calls you every day, 10 times a day, he calls you for a call for 3 engines. Every time he gets to the next engine, you're starting the questions over. Then you're starting the questions over.
Yeah, you got to ask them.
But how many of your guys now that call you every day, they're trained to say, Mike,
they tell you,
I need to do this warranty. they know what to say to you.
Yeah, because they know it's so repetitious. They actually know, and they know they got a job to do. So they want to get off the phone as fast as possible also because they're busy. So they'll say, hey, I need, I need a door for a 20 camera. They gave me $850 to spend. Can you get it for me? Here's my RO number. So you get to that point where you're really good customers. That's what they do now. They just blurt it out, or they might send you a text message saying, hey, I need a door for a camera. They gave me $800 to spend. Can you get it for me? And I might reply back, hey, that's not enough. These doors are going for, this much, but I'll send it. And until he says, no, I'm sending it. So I'll bump the price up, kind of forcing him to take it.
It's helpful when they don't have any more time to waste than you have time to waste. Once you train them, bam.
Say that again.
Once you train them, they expect to get the same from you each time.
Yeah.
This makes all the phones go faster.
Oh yeah, your call. That's why you can rip through some calls. If you can get your customers to a point at like I am at right now, you can get through a lot more calls than you used to. And if you're struggling, if you're struggling with the amount of calls you're taking, then divert them to a different way. Skype again, email, text message. There's so many times like at the end of the day, I'll go home and I'll still have like 17 text messages. And I'll just after dinner I'll turn my laptop on and I'll call customers up to 9 o'clock at night. They think it's funny, like you're the only guy I know call me at 9 o'clock at night to confirm my order. Because that's I finally found time.
Right,
but
you train, but they expect it or train it. It's like
they
know. It's 8 o'clock. Don't call me.
Yeah,
they
I'm not
know.
picking up your call. Yeah, you're like 7:30.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
Let's listen to the rest of the call.
Well, $24.95 with the standard 6-month, but wouldn't you like a 1-year warranty on it for at least $75?
Yeah, we might do that, but so is that 6 months parts and labor, or just parts?
Well, parts. I was about to ask you about labor. If you wanted $1,000 in labor, $200, you wanted $2,000.
You're reading the pizza menu, Jeff. You're just not saying what kind of fucking pizza do you want, dude? What kind of crust? What kind of sauce? What kind of cheese? What kind of toppings? Right? Who's the car? Customer car, your car. What money or miles? Now we know money. Now we know miles. Now we talk warranty. It's boom, 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 boom. What are the toppings? Then you build the package to say, boom, boom, here's everything you just asked me for. There's no reason for you not to buy it, Mike. Am I right there?
Yeah,
you're
right.
You're building a pizza, you're building a package, you're building a present for them. And if they customize it, there should be no excuses. You've given them everything they want.
Now on drivetrain, it's a little tougher to sell than sheet metal because most of the time it might take 1 or 2 calls. But at the end of that, so sometimes I'll try to give options. And if I only have one option, I'll leave the call with, listen, if this is not where you need to be, let me know there might be something else I can do for you. Right. So because I want to at least have a phone call back, having that chance to say, okay, I can't do it. Not just him buying it from somebody else. Right. And then, you print the quote. I'm a big quote printer. I print the quote and leave it on my desk and put a little note on there, to follow up. Actually, I have a couple on my desk right now for today's calls. So then I would follow up and maybe, if I ask the guy, hey, when are you going to be talking to the customer? Or when are you going to be talking to the service manager or sales manager? And he says, oh, I'm going to, after we hang up on a call. So I might make a note to call the guy back in an hour or two. I don't want to, or if he says I won't get to the customer until tomorrow, then I'll make a note to call him tomorrow. But you always have, especially when it's something like that, you have to follow up with them. I try to leave the call back with them to call me back, kind of like an open-ended question, right? Hey, if you need a little room, just let me know. I'll see what I can do for you. I might have another alternative for you, even if I really don't, just so I can get that call back. And then if, print that quote and maybe follow up with them, later in the day or tomorrow.
What lines do you use to create urgency? Like I'm like price and availability of the parts change by the hour in this industry.
Yeah. So
right?
I'll just right off the bat, I'll say, oh man, this is one of the hardest motors to get. I said, let me see if we have anything even in stock right now. I said, we're selling them so fast, especially with so much drivetrain being back ordered. I said, let me just check. And I just, oh man, you're lucky. We just got one in today. But you're like the 14th call already today on this motor. So you need to let me know soon if you're going to want this or not. And then I might throw them a higher price out there. And I'll say, hey, well, if you don't get this one, we do have another one out there, to, in Michigan or whatever for a little bit more money. So I kind of try to build that urgency on my motor to get an answer quickly.
And then when he says, but you show 10 of them on car part, then what?
I wouldn't do that then. I wouldn't use that.
Yeah. Well, those sold already. That's how fast they go.
Yeah.
Car part's not live. 48 hours behind, sir.
Yeah.
Those are gone.
Yeah, we sell them quickly, so they're already on work order. And sometimes that's the truth, really. Sometimes you have those motors where you have 5 of them and they're all on work order. It's crazy.
Now, when the guy says, "Okay, I'll let you know, I'm going to go shop around a little bit more," what do you say?
I said, well, I said at least I'll tell him just give me the last call. I said, when do you plan on buying? I said, let me give you a call back in an hour, see where you stand. I mean, you could just say it straight out, letting him know you want his business. I'll call you back in an hour.
So you don't say, sir, I have access to everybody's computer and everyone's inventory in this whole country. So if you tell me who
I get, I mean, in this situation, I probably would do that. I would probably say, hey, where you want to shop, because I can tell you what's out there, what everybody has, what the mileage is, what their warranty is. I deal with so many people, so I could tell you what's out there. But you get those strong head guys that they're going to search anyway, no matter what. So I'll say, let me call you back in an hour. Let's see what you found. And I'll see if I can, I'll check to see if there's something I can do on the price. Just to kind of get that, in the back of his mind, there's still something else he can do. We might be able to do for him.
All right. Let's hit the end of it.
Labor $400. If you want something in the middle, I'll break out my calculator and figure it out.
No, it's a used car we just took in. I want to put it on the lots also. But you got one with 100,000 on for 110 for $24.95.
Correct, sir.
And that's federal emissions.
Yeah. In this case, thank God, the 17 Equinox had 2 engines, no choices, 3.6 or 2.4, and that was it.
Okay. And what year is this out of your pricing at $24.95?
Here, let me pull it up here and put it in midway. There you are.
Yeah, you guys just sent me out a tailgate yesterday.
This one's coming off a 13 Equinox.
13? Okay. Do you have the last 8 of this? That's definitely a federal emissions car, though?
Yep. Well, I'm going to say this. According to my book, this is the one. But would you like that VIN number?
Yeah, if you give me the last 8, I can double check it.
Let's see here.
And my engine's got a cracked exhaust manifold, so I got to verify this one's got a good one.
I'm trying to get it to let me do it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. So what I would have, if he asked me if it's a federal emission, I would have copy pasted my VIN right into VinPro or Comp 9 and just ran it for him real quick. But I already would have had, and I would have asked him for his VIN already. So I would have compared the 2 VINs. I would have said, oh yeah, they're both option code NT7, which is the federal emissions option code for GM. Yeah, so they're both So you know what it makes it sound? It makes it sound like you know what you're talking about, right? Oh yeah, we're at option code federal emissions NT7. So it makes it sound like you're a rocket scientist. You're the fucking Einstein of used parts right now for this guy.
Right. And you heard him say that, oh, this was a used car.
Yeah, so
that was huge at the beginning, though.
So your car, the call would have went much quicker and smoother if you asked for the VIN first. So, and because I'll ask for the VIN and I'll say, it depends on who the customer is. I don't always tell a customer what they have because I don't want them to shop it, right? So I won't tell the customer they have a 373 gear ratio or an NU6 or NU5. I don't want them to go shopping it. Some people ask me that and I know the reason why. So I'll say, you know what? My VIN decoder don't tell me exactly what it is. It just converts it to what you need. That's my excuse there. So if anybody ever gets into that situation,
it's so old school because I'm the exact same way. I'm not fucking telling you what ratio it's.
So I don't tell them, because I don't want to shop it. So, but if you would have got the VIN up front and, it's a dealer, so they know what they need. So I would have said, oh yeah, it looks like you have federal emissions, NT7 option code, blah, blah, blah. So you're making yourself look like a fucking genius right now, right? And then you would ask, hey, is this for a customer car or used car? You said a used car. And of course, you're going to ask the miles, what kind of miles you're looking to be at, right? And he's like, well, we got 120 on the car. I said, so you're looking for basically a good running motor, about the same mileage. Do you want to give the car a 1-year warranty? So at least when you sell it with the 1-year warranty. And if the customer comes back, they're guaranteed. It's an easy sell for the customer. It's not a lot of money. So let me give you a price of $25.50 with the 1-year warranty, and we can have it to you tomorrow. I mean, so that's kind of what it went a lot smoother than how you handled it. And then he would have been able to, give his rebuttal. Okay, I still have to sell to the car, to the dealership. So then print it and then call him back in an hour and say, hey, did you talk to your, the sales manager on this car? Did we sell the job? And he says, oh, I didn't get a chance yet. But at least now you have more conversation with him. And you're building that with him.
All right. Mike, thanks a lot for getting on this morning. This is my favorite group that I have all week, right? All these guys try hard. They're after it. They're going after it. They're trying to get better. That's why I kind of
asked. But Rob, you told me about Tuesday's call.
That's
Hammer.
Hey, and I also taught him everything he knows. But I appreciate it, Mike. And you're welcome anytime in any of my classes if you want to come on. I know you.
Give me a holler. You give me a Skype. I'll do it.
If you guys reach out to him, he will answer you and he will help you. And trust me, don't give him your fucking phone number because he's going to call you at 9 o'clock at night and want to talk junkyard.
I will too. I'll check in just to see how you're doing.
Right, but him and he does, and we talk constantly. And we talk a lot about work. We're friends too, so we talk about family and other things too. But he will talk junkyard with any of you. If any of you have a situation, right? But you heard what he said today was a lot of the things that we talk about on this class. It's the same stuff. Who is it? Over and over, Chris, right? It's the same shit. He's got a little different flavor, but you heard him saying words, open-ended questions, waiting for the answer. I answer the phone the same way every single time. Tone's huge. This guy's fucking whistling while he works all day long. There's not bad days for him. If I'm not
singing when I'm on the phone, people ask me what's going on. I kid you not. My radio's not on right now, but it's on all the time. And I sing constantly. If I'm looking apart, I'm singing something, and they're okay with that. That's just my personality, and they like it.
Yeah. All right,
guys.
And
one of the biggest things. I mean, you guys are probably the top of the top then in your class. So you probably don't get caught up with this, but you can't, I like to tell this to people real quick. You can't get caught up with the returns. 25% of your day is a problem. That's our life. Accept that and move on. There's only 3 things you can do: replace, repair, or refund. That's it, right? And you have to accept those terms. When you sign on, you're accepting those terms because guess what? If you get caught up with the return rate, your credits, you're going to be miserable all day long. I'm going to be honest with you. If you ask me right now what my returns were last month, I have no clue. I don't look at them.
Between the 2 buildings and give that to
Mike, have a good week. Thanks.
Yeah, bud. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Mike. I'll see everybody next week. We'll go over January's numbers next week. I appreciate everybody's time.
Yeah.
Later.